Thanks for joining this new training. And I don't recall that I ever did training about this important topic, but it is so important to be able to do this that you really want to stick for 60 minutes with me. Within 60 minutes, you will learn how to get paid for each call and email. Not only that the invoice get created, but that you have linked an ATM machine that the invoice get paid. And if the ATM machine gets stuck, that there's an accountant within that ATM machine, that the credit card get updated, and that the invoice get paid. So we all can create websites with Google My Business, with SEO. We can rank sites, and if you are a smart marketer, you put a phone tracking number on it, or you sign up a client and doing AdWords for it, and you want to track results. And once you generate those calls or those emails, you kind of want them to show how much you generate. And if you're really good in generating calls and emails, you want to switch over to a pay per lead system. Now, what you're going to learn tonight is how you create those invoices, how you link that ATM machine, and how you get paid. So that is my promise to you. At the end of this training, you can do this by yourself. You can set up a phone tracking number. You can put them on a website. You generate leads. You set up an invoicing to your like, how much you get paid. Link it to the ATM machine. Send the invoice to the client. Make sure that the client entered the credit card and that you get paid. So I know it's a lot, correct? But hey, we have 60 minutes. So what's the problem? So please interact with me during this training, because I can see then where you are. So within the call portal, we have a menu, invoicing. Everybody see this? And then once you generate calls, you can go to Invoice Settings, and then you have a lot of settings. You can select it to an email template which send the invoice. Then we have an option. Either you want to get prepaid, let's say you want to get paid $500 in advance, or $600 in this example, and you create leads and invoices, and once the invoices is more than 600 minus 150 is $450, it charges again $600. Okay, so that is how it works. You can select an invoice daily, weekly, or monthly. Now I'm going to cover more about the invoice setting, but first and most important thing, I want you to understand how to link that ATM machine to the call portal to get those invoice paid. So once you get all those settings to your like, you go to invoice, and those invoices get automatically created. You see this? But having an invoice created is not the same that you get paid for it. Okay, so this is just an example. Now, how this works is within Netson Bank. You guys know Netson Bank, correct? You click, if you don't know, you click on merchant account and you get linked to the Netson Bank. Within Netson Bank, under account, you see call portal. Many of you guys already asked in the past, hey Jack, what is that? Yes, we were working on it. When you connect to the call portal, you enter the username of the email and password, and then it will show all the campaigns. In this example, only one, but can be 5, can be 10, can be many, okay? So you default is unchecked and you say, I want to see the invoices from this campaign, and you select it. Okay? Guess what? This is all what you need to do to connect the ATM machine with the call portal. This is what you do to make sure those invoices get paid. Can everybody understand this step? Netson Bank function is to get the invoices paid from the call portal. You enter the username and password, select the campaign, and at that point your ATM machine for those invoices is connected to those, and the client will get charged. Everybody get this step? Can it be simpler than this? You already have Netson Bank set up. Many of you guys have. You go to account and you set this payment gateway. Either you select it to Stripe or the PayPal or Authorize. Okay? Once you have set it up, you go to account and connect it to the call portal where you have all those invoices. Okay? And that's it. Netson Bank takes care of the payment from all those invoices which are created in the call portal. It works for any currency. So if you go to it works for any currency. So if you go to the call portal, Invoice Settings, here you see those USD, you see all those currencies. Okay. Does that answer your question? So first and foremost, I want you to understand that having Netson Bank connected to the call portal makes sure that those invoices get paid. Okay, you can also see, it's not needed, but if you see on the invoice call portal invoices and you select your campaign, you see also all those invoices. You see that? The client, so if you go to the call portal, and of course they have client information, the client, at the moment you link that the call portal, the client get automatically created as a client. Okay, now you have the name and every data was in the call portal is also here. So if you want to add the card from the client, you just click here. Okay, you can enter the card of the client. If the card is not, if you don't know the card, with the first invoice, the client will receive an email that he needs to add the credit card. Wow. And if the card fails, and now comes the beauty of it, if the payment fails, Netson Bank sent reminders to update the credit card and to pay that invoice. So you got a nice overview what is going on for the client. So you don't need to worry so much. Does that make sense? Here you can say there's a setting, the call portal invoices get automatically charged. If you select that, once an invoice gets created, that invoice gets charged automatically because the credit card is on file. And here you have also settings, enable prepayment or disable prepayment. If you do prepayment, let's say you change this to 800 and you change it to 200. Okay, you save this as a client setting. When you go back to the call portal, you will see, one second, invoicing settings, 800 and 200. So you can either change it here, you can also change it here, or you can change it, in Netson Bank. So if you go back to here, you will see now this changed back to 500. See that? So they are linked to each other. Within Netson Bank, you can use either Stripe, Authorize, or PayPal. Up to you. Okay? First and foremost, I want you to understand that the payment system is taken care of within Netson Bank. Okay? Then, according those settings, the invoices are created. Do we know which calls is best? Stripe, PayPal, etc. They're all about the same. If you have high volumes, then it makes sense to nickel and dime. Stripe is the easiest to set up. So the client can use credit card easily. For PayPal, and you want to use credit card, it's kind of, you need a business account, so it's a little bit more work. But either way, I have set it up that I can use all three. If you have a lot of refunds, don't use PayPal, so they have problems with that. But I don't have that problem. But okay, so first and foremost, I wanted to make sure that you understand Netson Bank is the ATM machine of the call portal invoice. Now, once we know this, it all becomes easy for you. I'm going to over all the settings to create an invoice. An invoice can get created daily, weekly, or monthly. Okay? You can say enable automatic sending of invoices. So now, once the invoice is created, you said, okay, send them directly to the client even before I review them. Now you can say of enter, I want to get paid per lead, per call lead, or email lead. I want to get paid per minute. So if I do more coaching calls, you want to get paid per minute. You can also say, you know, I sent you certain amount of calls, and we agreed on that I get paid a fixed amount. Okay? Or you can even do, if you very advanced, you can say, I go to the call and I list all the calls and I tag them in a certain tag, and depending if an appointment gets set or directions, you know, I get paid. So the two popular is pay per lead or fixed amount. Okay? If you do pay per lead, you can set the price per lead, and you can show either the tracking number or the destination number on the invoice. And if you do the instant connect, you can get paid for each email lead, okay, and charge for that. You can choose to pay to charge tax, and then you enter the emails where the invoice needs to get sent to. Does that make sense? It's very straightforward, okay? How about pay per call? Now, do you really want to send 10 invoices per day? A pay per lead is pay per call. I think I got you now. Pay per lead is pay per call. The lead can either be a call or an email. Does it make sense? Now you can say, I don't want to get paid for each call. So you can go to the call leads settings, okay, to the call filter. Okay, so when you go to calls, call leads, you can say, I only charge the client if the caller is unique, a unique number. And I can say my call needs to be at least 60 seconds. So if the call is short, it's probably not a good call. Does that make sense? So you have those settings. So you can, if you go to all the calls, you can listen to all the calls and then tag accordingly. So that is kind of intensive work, correct? So I'm not doing that, but you can. So if you say I don't tag them, but because I don't tag them, I don't want to, I give the client 3 free calls per invoice. Okay, so then the client feels kind of good, you know, that he get 3 free calls. Maybe one is discussable, but he feels good that he gets also something for free. So that's an option too. Okay. So if you get about 5 marketing calls per month, you just give him 5 or 6 free calls and you solve that problem. Do you see how super simple this is to create invoices according to settings? They get automatically created, and if the setting is automatically sent and automatically paid, you kind of have your own, have everything automated. At this point, everybody can do this. Enter yes if you think you can, and enter no if you say, no, Jack, that is above my level. So Sean said yes, Carl said yes, Dennis said yes, Raymond said yes, Jack said yes, Arlene, and Arlene wants to watch the replay again. Will said yes, Edward said yes. So I see a lot of yes. Now, the call portal came on the market, I think 2012, and it has never been so easy to create invoices and to get paid for it. Okay? So when somebody pays the invoice, it will automatically get updated. It will update it here. It will update it. If you go to invoices here, on all, if it will say paid, so on all the places it will get updated. Yep, you can also white label the call portal and does the same. Okay. Raim said, okay, now I know I can do that. Yes, you can do it. Trust me, you can do it. That is super, super simple now. Will said, how do we deal with bank transfer? Most of my clients don't use credit cards. Then you have to, you send the invoice and then, one second, you send the invoice and then you select them paid manually. So you go back to the call portal, you see the bank transfer and you change the status to paid. Does that make sense? Yes, there's an, if you're on the account, you can go to the white label and then you can order your own domain. And then the call portal will show your domain. So that's also an option. Will that make sense? Thank you. Yes, it's all easy. Super, super, super simple. That is evolved in over 5 years. Okay? That is not something what existed from the beginning. That is something what you will not find in any other application. That is all thought through. That is at the level that everybody can do it, one-click system. Yeah, you can do it for new customer. I'm not getting your question, but you can do it for any customer. Answer, just the potential markets for using it could be in whole class, yes. Edward asks, can we use your system to send recurring invoice for simple things like website hosting? Yes, you don't need the call portal for that. You go to clients, enter services. You see that? You enter a service. Then you go to invoices, create an invoice, add an invoice, and then you select the client, and then you said recurring, and then here you select the service, and then you send the invoice. That is how simple it is. So select the client, enter the recurring, how often, weekly, monthly, or yearly, infinitive or remaining, and then you select the service. So if you go to my real clients, see, so I have here real clients, and you see this is on a recurring system. You see this? Those are my real clients. It is not a fake account. Do we need a special plugin or anything to make this work, or is everything included in this system? You don't need any plugin. Everything is included, super, super simple. So Jamie asks, if a business owner has 6 lines, can they go run at the same time? Yes. So if you go to the call tracking system, then you see, you go to the number, and then you said add more destination number. So here the tracking number, can get forwarded to another destination number, or to the 6 different destination number, and the company who, the destination number who get first picked up gets that call. So you just type in your bank account and boom, you are taking recurring payments. You go to Netson Bank, you go to account, and you go to payment gateway. And then you link it to your Stripe account or to your authorized.net account or to your PayPal, okay? So if you have nothing like that, Stripe is the most simple to set up. And PayPal everybody has, okay? Once you set this up, you go to Clients, Services, you create a service, then you enter the client, add the client, and then you create the invoice. So if you go to Account and Payment Gateway, it will show how to set up the recurring, okay? It has a PDF to it. What to do. You only have to remember now, you go to Account, Payment Gateway. At this screen, everything is kind of follow the screen. If you have nothing, then set up Stripe. Jack, does this system also have the whisper feature? Now, how do we answer this? How do we answer this? Jimmy, I dare to bet that you cannot come with a feature what exists in another call portal and not in the call portal. Okay? So of course it has IVR. Of course you can't, the number can get text or calls. Of course you can set the ringtone. Of course you can set the greeting call and you can record calls. Of course it has a whisper message. Of course you can say show the call ID to the client or just the call ID from the tracking number. Of course you can have the message go to a voicemail system either after a certain seconds or direct. And you can, after the voice message is played, you can either email the voice message recording or you can text message the recording. This feature is very powerful. Okay? Of course you can have email alerts when calls coming in, either for every alert or for missed calls. Okay? Of course you can have text message for missed calls or for every call. So it is over the past 5 years, this is evolved to a very user-friendly and powerful call tracking portal. Jack, why don't I have access to my text message leads function? Because you probably are not in the United States, but in Australia. So in Australia, you need to have a different number by law for the text message than for the phone. So that is the reason, Will. But for most countries it works. So how do I set it up? Then we have to, I think it's a good question. If you only want to use for text message, we haven't set up. I have sent a support ticket how we do that for Australia. We have to create something that you can order a text message number. That's a good point, Will. So Jimmy, does this answer your question that it has all the features you need? Edward asks, so we can send them a recurring invoice and then click on a link to pay the bill. Is that correct? Yes. So that is at the first invoice, the client not only gets an email with the invoice, but they also get an email to enter the credit card. And once they have entered the credit card, they don't get a link anymore to pay the bill. You have the credit card on file, so the next time when the invoice is ready, it has the payment information. And at the moment the credit card fails, the client gets an email, hey, please update the credit card information. So it is hands off. That is the accountant part of the ATM machine. So it's all meant to be hands off, automatic. So the only thing where you concentrate on is generate those calls. So that is where the internet marketing comes into play. Either you do it by AdWords, by Google My Business, by SEO, YouTube. So they pay automatically with no more invoices being sent. The invoice are more sales received. They are being paid. Does that make sense? And of course, you can calls trigger action in Zoo CRM or Zoo's API. No, it can, but it requests some special coding, and if you have that need, send a request to support. So the client does get a receipt even though the payment is automatic? Yes. If you have the system paper lead and the amount is every time different, the client probably wants to know how many calls you generated. If it is a fixed amount, it doesn't matter. You know, you agreed on a certain amount per month, and as long as you generate leads, that's fine. Edward said, I have Stripe and PayPal. Do both gateways work exactly the same with no differences? Now, you have different PayPal accounts. You have PayPal Standard, we have PayPal for Business. So it depends a little bit, and PayPal Pro, it depends a little bit which PayPal level you have. So it's all explained in Datsun Bank where you go to account, payment gateway settings. There's a PDF inside. If you have PayPal for Business, then it is very easy to set up. Okay. Jimmy, is there a feature that asks the business to prepay for another block of calls before the account gets to zero balance? Yes, that is the prepayment. So if you go to Invoicing Settings, you can enable prepayments and say, hey, I want you to prepay $500 for the calls, and if the invoices adds up that it's more than $300, so it's only $200 left, then I'm going to charge you another $500. Do we need to sign up with our own bank account, or you need either to via Netson Bank you link either to Stripe, PayPal or Authorize.net, and PayPal, Authorize.net or Stripe is linked to your bank account. Raymond said, "This is great. It will be a huge help for us to allow us to concentrate and not on the business and not having to manual work on payments." Yes, yes, yes. Raymond, you are right 100%. Can you get an email alert when the credits cancel recurring payments or late in payment? Yes, you can. That is a setting in Netson Bank. Do we need to sign up with Netson Bank? Yes. Very sorry, came late. What is the cost to set up, say, 10 clients? So you need an account in the call portal, and you need an account for the payments in the Netson Bank, and they work together. Netson Bank takes care of the payment, and the call portal takes care of tracking the calls and the emails and creating the invoices. Is Netson Bank a local bank in Florida? It's kind of an interface what makes it easy to have invoices paid, and it uses Stripe, PayPal or Authorize. Okay, it's kind of an internet bank. It's not a location in Florida. Has no walls. Okay, it is like PayPal, but it is a layer above PayPal. But you don't need to use PayPal. You can also use Stripe or Authorize. Can we get a debit card so we can use our funds once collected? Can we get a debit card so we can? Now you need to get connected either via Stripe, PayPal or Authorize. So everybody has either PayPal, Stripe or Authorize. Okay, if you are an internet market, you have one of those three. PayPal will, if the money is in PayPal, you can transfer to your bank account. If the money is in Stripe, it automatically transfers to your bank account. It's all automatic. Okay. And at PayPal, you can also have a debit card nowadays or a credit card. So on debit cards at Arlene. So if you want to have a debit card, you can also have one from PayPal. So the money does not actually sit inside the Netson Bank. That is correct. It manages everything. I could also say payment manager. Maybe then you get a better idea about it. It manages that your invoices get paid. It manages that you get paid. It manages that the client enters the credit card. It manages that the client gets a notification when a credit card fails. So it's the ATM machine and the accountant in one deal. You have 3 gateways: Stripe, authorized, payment. Is there a reason for this? So if you live in the United States, you can use one of them. Okay, maybe you have an authorized account, or maybe you have a PayPal account, or maybe you have a Stripe account. So those are the 3 most common. If you live outside the United States, you can set up a Stripe account easily, and you probably have a PayPal account. So depending which payment gateway you like, the best you use. Danske Bank is like an accounting system and a payment gateway system. Make sure that your invoices get paid. So let's recoup this. With the call portal, you can easily track your calls and your emails to your like for your client. With the call portal via Invoice Settings, you can have easily invoices created. With the linking of Danske Bank, you can have those invoices paid. So after this hour training, do you feel comfortable that you can use this pay-per-lead system or pay-per-month system? How you like your preferences, that you can get paid? That is basically it, that you get paid for your effort. Okay, so in the past, probably for this training, you were struggling to have those invoices created and to get paid. So my question is, after this hour training, do you feel comfortable how that you can get paid? Because bottom line, if you have a client, you want to get paid, correct? Can you set up auto email reminders to clients if payments are late? Yes. So if you go to clients and then you see payment reminder. Let's say you want to set weekly and then say weekly. Once a week it sends a payment reminder until it's paid. Does that make sense? So the client setting. Per client you can have that setting. You can set charge for each invoice automatically. You can do prepayments. It's all to your like. Okay? Do you like the system? Do you feel this hour was to your like? You learned this, how easy things can be, and we're always struggling with, like kind of I was, and was looking for alternatives, but I never had used a system that was easy like this. That's correct, Edward. Does the invoice system send us alerts when a business owner pays me? Yes. You see this? email paid invoice, send text, you have to enter your own phone number to it or your email. How much are the fees for sending recurring invoices? It's, if you go to Nets and Bank, it's all very cheap. Nets and Bank, and go to pricing. You know, if you send for how much do you have now monthly? If you send for 4,000, if you get paid for $4,000, you only pay $30 for this system. Yes, you can also use this payment system for business itself. They also have sometimes problem to get paid. Okay, so it has much more than the call portal. It can pay automatic for invoices. It can pay for products. You can put a link on a website. So it has many options now. That's correct, Edward. Okay. Client contract link. Okay. So because you were live on the training, I have a link for you guys so you can download that. Search, okay. Chat. Let's see if I can find that chat. Tell me if you all the guys found that link. Okay, sounds like yes. Yes. Okay, please download it now. Then what I will do is also put this link in it so you have that too. And I will Nets and Bank. Okay, home. I'll put I will put that link in the chat and let me know if you have that too, and then you all set. So thanks everybody for joining the call. I truly believe that if you can get paid easier, it's a big hurdle for you solved to get paid by clients, and basically a client doesn't have real value for you if you don't get paid. And of course we want to get paid on a monthly basis, so add monthly payments adds up over time. So thanks everybody for joining the call. I really look forward for one more thing. The call portal this weekend is for the last time on sale, so you want to if you haven't signed up for the call portal, you want to take benefit this weekend. So thanks everybody for the call, and follow the training. Next week, Tuesday, there is another one with new content. Thank you so much.